How are you?
Good. How are you?
I'm fine, thank you. I'm sorry about Monday.
Oh, no, not at all. Please. I totally understand. It's been, unfortunately, that's been everybody's schedule and a lot of changes and unexpected things. And I totally understand. So I appreciate you trying to reschedule with me here.
Sure, today it's the Independence Day here, so I
Oh,
have a day off.
okay. Well, thank you
Yeah,
for sharing. Thank you for sharing some of your time with us. So
of
just to kind
course.
of explain again, I was trying to offer some of these videos up to our girls here in our community that we're going to be taking. We were going to be having a Girls Who Code club in Hudson, Wisconsin here later in the summer. We were going to be having a girls in STEM camp and science, technology, engineering, and math camp, and all those things have been kind of put on hold, obviously, with the COVID-19 issues. So we were just looking for ways to kind of offer things to keep girls engaged that were going to be in those programs. And we had the idea of maybe showing some interviews that people could access on their time, on their schedule, that we could put up on our YouTube channel. But it would be kind of inspiring, women that are working in the fields that these girls might want to, grow up to be part of, and they could hear about, their story and their experience and how they got interested or excited by science and what they took in school and clubs they might have joined or opportunities they might have heard about, how they kind of got to where they are in their journey, and that might be a way to keep girls here kind of excited about those programs. And hopefully we'll get back to more of a normal schedule, in the fall and back to camps and back to things we're going to offer. But that's kind of what I was going for in some of these interviews. So again, thank you for doing this. And I think I just wanted to start by, when did you first get interested in sciences or some of the things you're doing now? Was there a certain class you remember or a grade in school or?
Yeah, I remember when I was 6 years old or something like that. And I went to the bookstore with my mom, and I said to her, I want something about astronomy. I really want to know something about it. So I think it started way back then when
Okay.
I was really young. Yeah. So yeah, that's the first thing I remember about it. Then at school, in high school, I did physics, also math, and yeah, so I did all those scientific stuff at school. And my journey is a little bit different because I haven't studied in university yet. In Israel, we have to do army service.
Mhm.
Every 18-year-old girl or a boy must go there. And the army actually knew that I was really fascinated about astronomy, and I actually served in the satellite unit, in the recon satellites unit. And that's how I got to SpaceIL, because I had lots of experience from the army in the space industry.
And is the
So
Army a 2-year program?
no, I did three
Okay.
years because it's a very long course we have to do to get into this unit,
Okay.
and we study a lot, so we have to serve more time because of that, because of
Were
our
you,
knowledge.
were you always good at math, or did you ever struggle with math in school, or?
Um, that's a question. I think when I was, let's say, in middle school, it was easier.
Okay.
But I think, yeah, it wasn't that easy for me. I had to study for that.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah, I would say that.
Okay. And so
I sat down.
have you completed your 3 years with the military?
Sorry?
Have you completed those 3 years with the military? Or are you still involved in that?
No, I finished the service. I got discharged, and then I started working at SpaceIL.
And I was,
Because actually, yeah. So actually, in SpaceIL, they were searching for people who has any knowledge of space, because it was a private mission, and all the space knowledge is most of the knowledge is in the let's say in the industries, and not out there with private people. So they were searching for private people who know something about it, who know how satellites works, what kind of issues we're expected to have in space when we want to launch spacecraft, and that's how I actually got to join SpaceIL.
Okay. Well, and I was very fascinated by the SpaceIL mission. Can you talk about those that aren't familiar with it, what the Beresheet lander and that whole program was? Because I think the kids would find that very interesting.
Yes, sure. So actually in 2014, X Prize and Google actually wanted to show the world that in these days it's supposed to be easy to get to the moon, and they actually organized a competition saying that if you have a private group of people who can actually land on the moon, they will give you a prize of $20 million. That was, I would, in one sentence, that's the mission. And 3 guys from Israel, they were very young engineers. They saw that challenge and they signed in to this competition. And that's how SpaceIL started. They started meeting with some ex-Israel Air Industries people from the space industry, from the army, from the universities. And that's how we started building this spacecraft. Sorry. Yes, and in 2019, last year, we actually launched the spacecraft from Florida, from SpaceX site, and it was 2-month journey to the moon. It was the first private mission ever to the moon. We were also using commercial launch for the first time to the moon, and it was very cheap mission. So those are achievements. We didn't land on the moon softly, but we achieved most of our goals in that mission. Yeah, so this is SpaceIL.
And then is there, what's the current status? Because I heard discussion that they're going to attempt another mission in the future. Do you know what the current status is on what they want to do?
Yeah, so Maurice Kahn is the guy who funded most of the mission. He's a private man, and after we crashed on the moon, it was a lot of buzz here in Israel, and people were very excited about our mission for the first time. And then he said that he would fund another project, another mission. But so for a few months we thought it would be Beresheet 2, let's say. Beresheet is it's the name of the spacecraft. And after careful thinking, they decided that the next mission would be another one. It's not gonna be a moon landing or moon mission. It's gonna be something else. And right now, people are thinking what would be our next challenge. So currently, I don't have more information.
And I was wondering if you could talk about, did you have anywhere along your schooling or in the military or even at SpaceIL, was there ever a mentor that inspired you to push yourself further, or provided you with other opportunities that you wouldn't have had on your own?
I don't have that someone special, I would say, but I always wanted to do big stuff, I would say. It was always something that I had in the back of my mind, let's say. So when I knew that I had to serve in the army, like everyone here in Israel, it was very important for me that it's gonna be something special and challenging, and something that I would serve proudly. in, let's say, meaningful.
Mhm.
So, and then when I heard about the space unit, the satellite, the recon satellite unit, I knew it was very challenging to be in that area in 18-year-old, when we all know that most of the people who work in that places are with degree and everything. So I started doing tests in order to get into this unit. And I don't know, I always, when I was there, I thought about my next move, what's gonna be my next move, and then I heard about SpaceIL, and now I'm about to go to university, so I know I want to be there the best I can be. So I don't know, I always heard about people who changed the world, and I always thought that it was very inspiring for me. So I don't have that personal person, but you know.
Sure. And what is your course of study going to be at university? Is there an area you want to specialize in, or?
So it's gonna be a surprise. I actually want to study medicine, so
Oh,
it's
okay.
a bit different. Yeah. When I was young, I said I really was fascinated about space, but I also was very passionate about helping people. So, and after the army service and after SpaceIL, it was a very difficult decision for me, because you know, it's leaving that thing behind, maybe, in order to do something else. So I took 1 year off actually and traveled the world, because I didn't have any idea what's gonna be my next move. For the first time, I wasn't sure. But then I decided that I did a lot with SpaceIL at a young age, I would say, and my real passion is medicine, I think. Help people, you know, so yeah, so that was my decision.
Oh, excellent.
But I hope maybe in the future I can mix both fields. You know, there is space medicine industries, and you know, we have lots of things in that area. So I really hope in the future I will be able to use those both experience in order to do something. Yeah.
And I saw on social media you spoke of traveling. I saw your trip to Nepal. How was that?
It was great. I traveled for 7 months.
Okay.
Yeah, I went to East Asia, Southeast Asia, and then I went to Nepal and India. It was one of my greatest experiences. You know, it's a whole different world, and the nature and the people, they are all very kind, and they are very, how can I say, they live simple life, but they have like the best life. So this experience to live there, I actually went to see, you know, very small cities and towns, and I got to even sleep at some families' home. They wanted to host us, so yeah, it was great. I really recommend for people who have time for that, do it. Take your backpack and go see other places if you can. It's amazing.
Well, and one final question I had for you, May, did you, in your schooling and your experiences at SpaceIL and the military, have you always felt, I guess in this country, we have some young girls that kind of get told, oh, you can't do that, or you shouldn't do that, you should choose this career over that. They kind of get pushed away from some of the sciences. Did you have any experiences with that through anything you've gone through, or has it always been very supportive?
I think it's not. First of all, it's kind of it is surprising for me, because you know, in the States you always say that it's the impossibility. There's no limits in America, and yeah, but in Israel, in the education system, they're really, really, really trying to encourage girls to go study science stuff. They really encourage you to do math and physics and chemistry and engineering, because we really, really want to see more women and girls in those fields. In SpaceIL, we were 5 girls in the engineering team, and I really hope that in the next mission would be more girls. But yeah, no, I hope I didn't see anything like you said, but more of encouraging
Oh, good.
people. Yeah.
That's good to hear. Well, May, I think those were all the questions I had. Was there anything else that you wanted to talk about that we didn't get to?
Yeah, I want to say to the girls, we are the best, and we have to do yeah, and we have so much to give, and I really, really want to see you girls doing the next space mission, the next science Nobel Prize or something else.
Oh, I think we might have lost May there. So, well, I will post this video up, and I will also include, we'll do a Facebook post that'll have some of the photos that May has shared with me on social media. So we thank you for watching this video, and hope it was inspiring for you, for all the girls that we're going to be doing Girls Who Code or Girls in STEM Camp. And we'll try to, again, post some associated materials with May. And I'd like to thank her for taking time out of her holiday to spend with a short interview for us. So again, please like or subscribe on our YouTube channel, and we'll see you again soon. Thank you.